This thing just happened. I made a whole recording and I never pressed play. Anywho, so I finally had a lucid dream last night or today. Like last night I went to bed at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 7. I was like so dead tired. But the dog wanted food. The dog wanted to go out. So I was like, okay, let me do some stuff. While I'm up, I'll look at the market as well. And I did that in the morning. And then at around 11, I was like, I'm so tired right now. And I've been doing a lot of reality checks, like a lot. Like every time I touch my hair, I have this like mental connection of like do a reality check because that's what I do the most, just touch my hair, right? So I'm like, okay. And my reality check that I use is I say, am I dreaming? I look at my hand and I look away and I look back because dreams do not have consistency. So like, for example, one dream I had, I looked at my hand, I looked away, I looked back, and my nail polish color changed every time I did that. So dreams are not consistent in terms of your own body. But sometimes I have been tricked where I was like, oh, am I dreaming? And I looked at my hand and I was like, it looks normal. But I was totally dreaming and it looked normal. So, anywho, so I had this dream. So I was walking around in like a tube top, like bikini set. And I went outside and people were spraying me with like foam bath soap or something like that. And I was like, oh, this is so disgusting. I don't want this on me. I want to wash it off. So I went over to a pipe. You know those like hose? There's like a hose and then there's the thing that you turn on for the hose and it's like an iron like circle thing. You know what I'm talking about? So I went to turn it on and it like shot up and it became a microphone and I was like washing my feet and whatever and I was like, oh, I'm just going to turn this into like a Fortnite shotgun and see like what it's like to look through like the little scope. I didn't see any like dream characters or anything and I didn't have a shotgun. It was just like I didn't have a trigger is what I meant to say. So I was like, oh, whatever. And as I was putting it down, a dream figure character came over to me. He looked like he was from the 40s. He had like slicked hair like this, you know. And I instantly knew his name was Yanin, Yannin. I don't know anyone by that name. I can't even say that I've heard that name before. Yanin. I don't know. And he starts telling me like, oh, you should really do that, and it sounds like a whisper, and I was like, huh, what? Like, I can't understand you. Say it again. And he's like, you should really do that thing that sounds, and I was like, what is this guy saying? And he was like, you know, you have that text to do that thing, and I was like, oh, that text to do that thing. And meanwhile, in real life, I don't have any text to do anything that sounds like, it sounded like San Jose, do that thing, San Jose. I don't have any idea what that means, but it was just so interesting. I've got this dream character coming up to me, and like when he came over, I just like jumped into his arms and he like picked me up and we started walking down the street. It was like so fun and friendly. And I was like, I don't know. But in the dream, I knew I was like, oh, now I know what you're talking about. But in real life, I have no idea what he was talking about. But there was this like friendly knowing connection, which was cool. And he was like, yeah, you should totally do that thing. And I was like, now I'm thinking about it. I was like, what? It totally sounded like San Jose, but I have no idea what, or like it was just like like it was just a whisper. It was like nothing. But every time I asked him to repeat it, all the other words made sense except for the you should really be doing, and it was just whispers. So anyway, but I knew it was a dream, and I was like, and I wasn't afraid of him. I wasn't afraid of my surroundings, and I think that's because I've been playing more video games, so I'm not afraid of those characters. Because when I first started playing video games, I was very afraid. I was very like, you hear footsteps and gunshots, and it's overwhelming, and people creep up on you, and then they shoot you, and you're like, ah. So I was like totally cool with it, and I think that confidence taken, has moved itself, has transferred itself into my dream life. So now I'm not afraid of those dream characters and those dream situations. So I'm really happy I had a lucid dream. And the most important thing is that like when I woke up at 7, I stayed up till 11 a.m. and then I went back to sleep, and that's when it happened. So usually when I have a lucid dream, I'm waking up earlier and then I'm falling back asleep an hour or 2 hours later, or a few hours later when I'm like really tired, and that's when it'll happen. So it's a combination of doing reality checks, but the first time when I had a lucid dream, I wasn't waking up and going back to sleep. It just kind of happened, and it was because I was doing reality checks all the time, and then those were getting recycled into my dream life. So I'm so happy that happened. Thank you for listening, and make sure you check out my TikTok page. It's Lizlele, and I have a lot of lucid dream videos on there too. Bye!